Welcome back, guys. So it's day 7. This is the end of the first week. Um, I'm just recording a new video because the other one was really long. But day 7, February 4th. The goal is to fly. I really like flying in my dreams, and I just remembered from the other day. Improvements so far that I've noticed. I don't know. I like go on walks. I already go on walks regularly, but this week I went like 4 times a week. I'm gonna try to go 4 times a week with physical exercise. My diet has also been consistently getting better. More vegetables, more greens, more protein intake, lower calories. I've been sleeping a good amount. I also got a job. So yeah, no, I think my schedule is gonna be adjusted by probably next week on Monday. I'm gonna start getting my new schedule in place. Something I would like to add on is reading, bro. I need to get, I read 3 days last week, but I want to read every day, even if it's just like 15 minutes. I read for 30 minutes those 3 days, and then that's it. So yeah, hopefully I can fly in my dream tonight. And this is week 2 after today. Okay, welcome back, guys. Day 7. So I actually record this pretty late. I'm about to go to sleep again. Just had a busy day. It's been good. I actually have been following it through. Let me tell you guys, I've been eating healthy. I think I already said that earlier. I've been drinking more water. Day 1 without the yard. Honestly, guys, it's not really hard for me to leave the yard. I just like to have it, but I can't have it anymore. So that's it. Anyways, the goal was to fly, and I had 2 dreams because I woke up in the morning to take my sister to school. The first dream was that I had 2 friends of mine that I did not recognize, but I knew that I had done band with them, and I met them in front of a Sprouts where I bought a white peach sugar-free Red Bull, and we stood outside. They don't even sell that at Sprouts, actually. But anyways, we stood outside talking until we saw a parade pass by, and then I went home. In my home, we only had 1 room, and when it was time to sleep, I went to my bed on the floor. I asked if anyone wanted to switch because I was scared of the raccoon and the bear that had attacked me before. Apparently this had happened many times. No one wanted to, obviously, switch. And then the raccoon ended up breaking in through the bottom part. You know how rats, they don't really have bones or something, and they just go, oh my god. Well, it went from under that little crack at the bottom of the door. It went in through there. Bam. The raccoon came, attacked me while I was asleep. While I was chilling on my bed. And then I fought it and threw it out the door. And then I saw the bear waiting for me. And then I woke up. So that was at 6:35. I went back to sleep at 6:50. I woke up in similar apartments from the old ones that I keep talking about. I keep dreaming about them. I hadn't been dreaming. I've been dreaming about them back to back to back to back. So I don't know what's going on with those apartments. But it was daytime and my room was there. This was the same room. The only difference is that I had a balcony right outside. So I have a door right there. And instead of the hallway, it led to a balcony. And then down the hall, I heard my sister and dad discussing a dress. My sister breaks into my room, and while I'm in the bed, and she asks if I have a long black dress. Before I could even respond, she slams the door. I get up and look into my closet. I only had one very beautiful, flowy, fancy dress. It was layered. It was black. It was really nice. It was a tight bodice at the top, and then the bottom was tulle. Not tulle, but it was was really silky and soft and layered, and it made kind of like a V shape in the front. It was beautiful. It was really pretty. And I've never seen that. I do not own that dress. If I did, I would wear it. So I called her to ask what she wanted the dress for. No answer. There was actually no one in the hallway anymore. So I went to go check the hallway, nothing. And then I checked my mom's room, nothing. And then I heard my sister's attitude. Oh no, my mom's room, they were there. I headed there, like I was in there. And then I checked the hallway. Hold on. My sister had a really bad attitude towards my mom, who was also looking through her closet to find a dress. Once I heard this, I went in and I was like, be grateful. You have people like trying to help you out. She was like, sorry, but I need it for a fashion show, ASAP. And I was like, girl, why would you ask me for clothes for a fashion show? Like, aren't they supposed to make the clothes for you? She just told me that I had to let her. She's like, oh, I like the dress that you have in my hand, because I had it in my hand. She's like, I like that dress. Just let me wear it. Just let me wear it. I need to go. Like, I need to go ASAP. And then she said that they told her to get a black dress and just to find it. And I was like, you know what? No, like, if you're in a fashion show, what is going on? And she was like, it's because I didn't even let her explain herself. I was like, where are you going to be doing this fashion show? And apparently, like, right next to our apartments, there was like a Zara there. And it kind of looked like, it was the Zara store. And then on the outside, if you look up University Village Apple Store, on the outside, that's where I guess the fashion show was going to be. And, okay, she showed me the store. Zara had Apple Store, chill area. Okay. And there was this one lady I didn't know. She started yelling at my sister. Where's your dress? Where have you been? She also pulled out a black dress that was in my sister's size. So I told my sister, I was like, dude, you have to wear that. Like, you're in the show. Like, they already had a dress for you. And she was like, I don't want to because it's ugly. I was like, girl, maybe you shouldn't be modeling. Because that's like the whole point. Anyways, the lady and I explained the meaning of a fashion show. And how it was just about to start. So we shoved my sister into like this closet. And then, so she could change because the fashion show was starting. Like, the moment that I dragged her there, it was literally starting. But she had like a different place in line. So like she just had to rush, put it in and get out. I decided not to stay in that little area to watch the fashion show. And I instead took a walk around the apartments. There's so many different types of animals, and there was a lot of animals in the complex. Like, I saw a gorilla on my balcony. There was a lot of animals, like turtles. There was a lot of animals, and we had at the old apartments, we had a pond, so there was like sea life. Not even sea life. It was like there was turtles and there was fish, there was ducks, quite a bit of animals and bugs, but there was no gorillas or nothing. But it was really cool. So I was like going on tour, and I was like, you know, hopefully I can find a spot to watch my sister from a balcony from the apartments rather than right there, because I didn't want her to look at me and like get nervous or something. And there was this really cool balcony. It was like a square, and it was isolated from an apartment. So I was like, okay. And it had water, like it was floating, and it had water surrounding it like that. And then I was like, this is perfect. This is the perfect place to watch the fashion show. So, of course, I can fly. And I flew in this dream. So I did fly, just in the second dream, not the first one. And then I heard a voice behind me. And it was Sheldon from the Big Bang Theory, like the older Sheldon Cooper. And he told me that that was his balcony. And that it was his spots. And I was like, girl, like, I was gonna go there. And then he told me that that was the perfect spot, and that's where he watches his fashion shows. And he was describing that he actually made the designs, and that all of the dresses and all like the everything was like armor. It was like bulletproof. It was just like protective armor. And I was like, wow, that's like crazy. You know what I mean? Imagine my sister was not gonna wear that. She's gonna wear my dress on the runway. And then he also told me that like it would be impossible to get onto his spot because there was crocodiles around, and that it's crocodile. And he said that there was like a disease or like a virus that you can catch. It started with a P. I don't remember exactly what it is. Maybe I'll like type it right here if I find out. But it started with a P if it's real. And he said like you had to know how to get up into the balcony. And this was the same water that was surrounding all of my apartments. So I didn't know that everything was like contaminated. I guess like this was the same body of water, I guess, but it was just a different layout on this. And then I told him that I was just gonna fly up there. So what was his plan? Like what was he gonna do? And he told me that if I helped him, then we could share it. But we had to hurry up because the show was like already starting. And like it had the intro, like there was no models walking yet. And so I grabbed him and I flew him up to the balcony. And as soon as we got up there, the show started. 10 minutes go by and a young couple comes out. And they come up from the apartment, and all of a sudden the balcony is attached to their like apartment. And they have knives. They like literally have knives. And they were like, you again? I told you to get off our balcony. They were looking at Sheldon. And then just because they had knives, I kind of flew off. Like I flew off the platform, the balcony, and I took the knives. And then but they ended up like scaring Sheldon to the edge, and he fell into the water. And at that very moment, I put the knives on the sidewalk, and like I swooped to go get Sheldon. And when I lifted him off the lake, the whole complex, like the whole apartment complex, started to flood. So I knew I had to drop Sheldon off at the fashion show. And so I like flew over there, and I let them know that the neighbors, like the neighboring apartments, were flooding, and that the water like could give that like disease or virus. And they took everyone nearby to like a hotel, which also had a boat, like a ship. It was huge. For some reason, like there was no water. It was just like the ship was on the ground. And then I made sure that my sister boarded the boats, and then I went back to the apartments flying, because I can fly. Like I don't have to touch this water. So I'm like, I was trying to help all these people because I don't want them to die. Also, the virus doesn't like, it takes a while for it to sink in. So I was like, you know what? Even if like people are like touching the water, like I could still grab him and like take him out, right? So I went into the apartment and nobody was there. My family was not there. So I was like, you know what? If they already left the apartment, they probably can make it to a safe space. So I flew back to the boats, and thankfully they were there. They were at the boats. Because they had actually gone to go see my sister at the fashion show. Once they found out, they just went. And then when I finally looked down below the boat or the ship, it was actually starting to float. It was so much water, like it was going so fast. There was like a bunch of people like just like running and like swimming, and it was horrible. But there was like this one area right in front of the boat that was like dry for some reason. And so there was like families there, and the boat was actually floating. Like it went from being like flat on the ground to like floating in the water. And then so there was families there, and they were passing me, like they saw that I was flying. They were passing me their babies. They were passing me their kids, like the old people. Like I was grabbing everyone. Like I had to be one by one. I only grabbed like 2 kids one time, and I was like, this is hella heavy. Like, but anyways, I was flying, and then I put everyone that asked to be on the ship, I put them on. And that's where I woke up. So yeah, that was I definitely flew. This time I didn't have to concentrate as much to fly though. Like I was able to fly, and I was picking people up and doing my thing. Like I was just chilling. Like it's becoming a nonchalant habit. So hopefully I'm able to do that again. And since it's time to go to sleep again, my goal is gonna be, this is day 6, guys. February 5th. Damn, what the F? Okay. So the goal is gonna be, I want to be in nature. I'm gonna focus on nature. So yeah, I'll catch you guys later. I'm gonna go to sleep. Bye. Welcome back, guys. Okay, so today I don't have a dream. I don't have a goal. I'm gonna be sleeping over at her place, and like I don't think I can meditate with her around. So nah, bro, she smells bad. So like my breathing techniques, like they need to be perfect. So no, I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just, it's like 1 a.m. It's not even. So I failed day 8. Guys, don't mind me looking rough. I didn't sleep all night. I couldn't really sleep. I don't know. I'm not really good at sleeping at other people's places, but it's like 6:45. I have to wake up at like 12. Well, I have to be up and running by 12. But I'm gonna get a quick dream in for the chat, and I also need to record the dream for last night. But yeah, I'll get that in tomorrow. I'll do both of the dreams. So I'll catch you guys later. Okay, guys, so I didn't remember a dream from last night. Well, not night, but whatever. Day 7, unsuccessful, no goal. Let me write that down. Day 6, I did have a dream. Let's see. Okay. So day 6. I dreamt that I was still going to school, and at the end of the day, I got a gym membership at a really nice gym. You had to download an app and just scan yourself in. It was not, oh my god. There was no fee. So you just had to download the app, scan yourself in, and you can go into the gym. So I went inside and I started to work out and lift weights. For some reason, the gym was attached to the school, and the students were there as like trainers, personal trainers. After 30 minutes of exploring and working out, I decided to head out. Not before I bumped into this man. I don't recognize him, but he was Middle Eastern. He was tall, and he had like a beard. He was like a little bit of a darker color. He was really handsome. I don't remember his name, but he said that he was 24 years old. We got along, and he gave me his Snapchat. Now, I re-downloaded Snapchat on my phone because I don't have it like in real life, but I downloaded it in my phone, and I started to message him. And the next day, we met up at the gym, and we actually fell asleep in the gym. There was like a room on the side, but I guess it was like a dorm, and you could sleep there. And then we just set up a bunch of blankets on the floor kind of like a bed, and then or like a camping thing, and then we had pillows, and we were just talking all night. And then in the like at night, my sister, when it was a little bit later, because I went like midday to the gym, and then we were talking for a while. Then my sister came in and she joined us because she said that she didn't want to sleep alone. So we all just slept on the floor of the gym dorm room. The next day, I woke up in my room, and my sister and this man, and we were all in my room but on the floor sleeping how we left off, just not at the gym anymore. We didn't do anything else. He woke up, got up, and left. No one saw him in my family. Like, no one saw him leave. But my room was in the house, and it was across the gym, across the school. By the way, my house was like in a corner, and the gym was really nice and really fancy, but it was like on this like really bummy street. Like, there was like trash everywhere. There was no lighting outside other than the gym, and there was like big gaps, and there was like a Walgreens, a Subway, and then yeah, it was just like kind of closed off, but whatever. We were there, and this house was across the gym and across the school. My mom woke up and she asked me where he was, since she said that she dreamt about him, and I told him that he was at home. From this moment on, my mom and my dad would not stop bothering. You're gonna get pregnant, he's older than you, you're gonna get kidnapped, you're a disappointment. And like, this always happens when I either start like talking to someone or dating. But this time I was just like really fed up, and I knew it was coming. But later in the day, I told him I was gonna go to the gym, and my dad crashed out. He said that he would drop me off and that he had to see this guy. And he was like, and he's gonna drop you off at home, blah, blah. Like, you know, I was so fed up. Like, I've never been so upset and so, like, mad, because literally it was like one day, or yeah, literally 2 days of me just talking to this guy. I didn't even say that I liked him or nothing. I just assumed they were doing the most. And I was like, bro, like, I don't even know him. Why would he take me home? Like, they were just doing way too much. And then they dropped me off and said to get a ride for him. So they just like basically stranded me, because I was not about to ask him to get me a ride home. I was gonna call my dad and tell him to pick my ass up, because like, who does he? I'm sorry, like, I have my own car. Like, why do you need to drop me off and leave me stranded and then tell me to ask? No. This time I tried to tap in with the app, but it didn't work. So I went to a table to the side and I called my dad. I was like, yo, you gotta come pick me up. So they came, and then they actually went inside the gym, but they didn't have to tap in, and they called me a liar. So all of a sudden, this was also partially a grocery store, and they started to shop, but it was like a really fancy grocery store. Like, they had like some, I've never seen these types of meats. I forgot, like, they had like possum, then they had like the regular ones. They had like beef, pork, chicken, fish, like steaks. But then they also had orca meat. And you know, like, I think there is some native cultures that do or eat orcas. But I was like, bro, why are they selling it here? Like, at this like commercial gym. I was kind of upset, and my dad bought some. He bought some. He told the guy, give me like 2 pounds. And I was like, Dad, like, do you even know like what it tastes like? And so he bought them first, and then he asked to try a little piece. And then the guy gave him a little piece, and my dad did not like it. He was like, how am I supposed to season this? And I was like, well, you can always, I guess, like, return it. Like, clearly you didn't touch it. And, you know, it's still in the bag. He's the only one that touched it. Like, you know, you can still return it. But my dad was like, no, it's okay. And he was going to take it home. I low-key just wanted him to give it back, because I was like, no, there's no way. I love orcas. I can't. And then the guy never showed up to the gym that day. But he did send me a message on Snapchat. And I didn't respond. He sent me a message in the morning, but I didn't respond because like I was busy, and I guess he got mad. He was upset because I didn't message him, and he was like, bro, like we were talking back and forth. But like, look, I was mad as hell too because I was like, what is going on? Like, literally 2 days of knowing this man, and you guys are doing too much. And then we went back home, and at night I went on a walk outside, and there was like, honestly, outside of my house, like, I know I said the gym was like ugly on the outside, but like my house and the school were attached together, and then in between, like, you could have a walkway. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the Udo fountain, but there was like the fountain, but it was just prettier and cleaner, and like it was like sparkly, and there was like lights. It was really beautiful, and there was like the ground was lit as well. And you know me, I love to go on walks. I've been going on walks. So I was walking around this like fountain, and I saw him. I bumped into him, and then I was like, you know what, like, I'm not gonna lie to you, like, this isn't gonna work. You know, my family's wild, like, it's just like too much for me, like, I just need time. But yeah, that was how, and then I woke up, like, that's how the dream ended. Yeah, yesterday I went out with like 2 girls I had never met. We went to Korean barbecue. It was super fun. And then I was hanging out with Jessica afterwards. It was kind of eventful. And then I didn't end up like sleeping at Jessica's house, but we talked like all night until like 6 a.m. No, it was like 5:30, and then I decided to drive back home. And then when I got here, I waited. Well, I slept like 2 hours. I really couldn't sleep. I slept like 2 hours, and then I was waiting for this guy to come audit, like, for insurance. He was gonna take pictures of the house, and he came, and then I went back to sleep. But I didn't like record like a goal for that. So yeah. So tonight, this is day 8. I already took a nap, and I woke up at 8 p.m. But I'm gonna try to go back to sleep because tomorrow's the Super Bowl. So let me day 8. Okay, so my goal. Okay, I'm gonna try to predict who's gonna win the Super Bowl. So guys, and I also noticed that the theme was, well, I didn't know I was gonna hang out with 2 random like people I didn't know. But I think there was a theme of me being with like 2 girls, and I think I recognized one of them in real life, like with the dream. I'm gonna start writing the descriptions of the people, but yeah, like I think I've had a couple. Yeah, my 2 friends who were random people, and I went to a house party, apartments in Seattle. We were in apartments in Seattle. I parked my car in the no charge parking. I did have no charge parking, but it was not a parking garage. And we headed inside Seattle, so we were excited. Party ends being costume. There was no costume party, but this party did end up being I said the vibe starts to feel weird, so we get up and leave. This happened yesterday when we were hanging out with the 2 girls. One of them lost their keys, and you know, this was our first time meeting her. So she was like obviously upset, and I thought she was like really, I didn't think she trusted us, and so we took her. She got locked out of her apartment, so we took her to Jessica's apartment, and yeah, I don't think she like felt comfortable because, okay, so we thought she was gonna go to sleep. We decided to leave her alone like in the apartment, she seemed chill. Like, we had a great, like, it was honestly really fun to go out and like eat with this girl and this other girl. First time meeting them, but it was kind of awkward, just like the situation that we were in, and the vibe did start to feel weird. So me and Jessica left her in her apartment, Jessica's apartment, for the girl to sleep, and Jessica and I left to the rooftop. So that was something. And this was day 1. We're on day 8. So, you know, these dreams haven't been like too far off. And then yesterday, my friend actually ended up getting someone's phone number. And he kind of looked like the Middle Eastern guy I saw in my dream that night. But he was, like, he had like a beard and a mustache. And then, he was not 24. He was 27. And he was like lighter complexion. So not the same, but like, I think like the face, the general face. I don't even know if he was Middle Eastern. I didn't ask. But that was also something relevant. The fashion show, the dress. My sister, the next day, like, I'm just putting all these things together, by the way, I'm sorry. The next day, my sister did ask me to, like, as soon as I woke up from this dream, I'm not, okay, I'm 6, 7, okay, day 8, and then yesterday was day 9, and then day 10 is today. Okay, so yesterday, guys, the Sheldon fashion show. My sister told me that she wanted a dress, and then we actually had, she showed me her dream dress, and it was black. She's like, I want a black dress, but my mom doesn't let any of us wear like black on top like of your torso, because she said it's like not good for you energetically. So my sister was really upset with my mom, and we had a discussion about how she didn't want to wear, she bought prom dresses. She didn't want to wear, like, we went to Windsor and she saw some other dresses that she wanted, and now the dresses that she has, she doesn't want to wear them. She wants a different one. She wants to get it tailored. Like, she's going through her dilemma of her prom dress. So I think this was the reason for this prom dress dilemma. I don't know why they got flooded though, but yeah, I remember my sister was really upset. She was upset, and she wanted a different dress, and I was like, well, I don't know, man. So yeah, so everything's lining up. Hopefully I can dream and predict the Super Bowl tomorrow. So I'll catch you guys later. Okay, guys, before I get up, I'm in bed. But I just dreamt that I was a delivery driver, like a mail delivery driver. And I was like in a Minecraft world, like, well, it kind of looked like crossy roads, like it was flat, and it had like some buildings, some trees, and I knew where everything was. And I was just driving my car up and down all the streets, delivering mail. I didn't even drop off any mail. I was literally just going up and down and kind of seeing where people lived. But I knew I was a delivery driver because I had the truck. And then, yeah, that's all I was doing. I was just doing that. It was super chill. I did not get any Super Bowl predictions. They don't want me to know. So, later, I'll come up with a goal, and I'll tell you guys what it is for the night. Oh, okay, guys. So I didn't forget. I just came back from the Super Bowl. We won. I told you guys we're gonna win. But anyways, okay, my goal for my dream today is gonna be to just dream about a calm little rainforest. So hopefully I'll get that. Guys, day 11. I went to work, but I don't know, I couldn't really sleep at night. Like, I kept waking up. I couldn't sleep. Like, I really couldn't sleep. So I couldn't dream. I don't think I slept more than like 2 hours. So how very unfortunate. Try again tonight. Guys, once again, I'm in bed. Day 12. I'm sleeping early now because I'm really tired. But I want to dream about, I want to be like in nature, like in a garden. So hopefully it happens. Okay guys, so day 12. I did have a dream, and okay, let me read it. I did not dream about nature. So it says, at the beginning of the dream, I was trying to decide if I wanted to go to the Super Bowl. Mind you, the Super Bowl already passed. But I think I was thinking about the parade that's tomorrow or today, later. I just was scared it was going to be packed. I looked outside my window and I was in my house and there was already a lot of people. And my parents told me like it was going to be dangerous. Then I also remembered that I had to go to work. So I got ready for the day, and for some reason the buildings were flat again. They were like the crossy roads, but tall when I was on the floor walking. When I was on the ground on the streets walking and I looked up, like the buildings looked tall. My job was the old job as a dental assistant, and it was pretty far, like it was pretty far from me. I had to drive there. I had to work the whole day, and then I asked people about the Super Bowl. But no one was at work. At the end, it was just me and my sister working, and we worked all day. Like, we worked all day. And that was like literally my dream, just like me working, seeing patients. And then we had 2 more patients left, but we had an hour. We had it from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. That I was like, and the clinic was now in our house. So I started to restock the drawers, and then there was no bite tabs for the x-rays. The house was a mess. So I was stressing. I was like, there's no way like patients are gonna come to here and like our place isn't even clean. Like, it's not even like, you don't even have bite tabs. Like, what if they need x-rays? They're gonna need x-rays. And then yeah, so the good thing was that we had an hour. So I locked in and I cleaned the house. And then I made sure like I ordered bite tabs, and then they got there, I guess. I had enough for them 2 patients. And then my sister was playing games in her room. I told her, hey, like, you know, they're not even here right now. She was like, it's okay. 8:05 comes around. They're not here yet. So I give them a call, which was like our policy. 9:10, my sister told me to like just close up. I mean, they're the last patients of the day. They're not coming. Like 10-minute policy. And so, but I was trying to see these patients. Like, we literally waited for an hour. I was like, bro, like, really? Like, I did all of this for what? And we lived in the same neighborhood. And so I decided to go to their house and let them know that they had the appointment. One of the patients was one of my friends. And I went to her house, I knocked. And I was like, bro, like, why didn't you go to your appointment? Like, we've been waiting for you. And she just walks out of her apartment. She's like, low-key, like, mad. She's like, not at me, but I can tell that, like, something made her mad. And she's like, oh, I'm gonna go on a date. I'm sorry. And then she just leaves. And I'm like, what is wrong? Like, she's gonna go on a date, like, what's going on? And then I was like, okay, we went to the other kid, and then the other kid was sick. So we just went back home. And that was it. Okay, guys, so I have been getting, like, really not detailed. Like, already, this video is less long. We're gonna hit that 2-week mark. And this video is less long than the one I posted before. This week, I just really haven't had much luck with the dreams. I've been having a lot of, well, okay, day 11, okay, yesterday I couldn't sleep. The day before, it was like a really brief dream. The day before that, I had no dream. And then, the day before that, I did have one dream, this whole week, because day 7, the first day was from the last one, so that whole week I did have dreams. This week, I decided to switch it up, and I was sleeping on my side. And so, I don't know if this is it, if this is why. I don't know if I feel less concentrated or I get less information when I'm sleeping on my side. Which is weird because I've thought about it before. I always like to sleep on my stomach. My mom told me that's bad. She said I'm gonna get a heart attack, so I've been really scared. But the whole week prior, I was sleeping on my back because I've noticed that I get better, clearer, more great results when I'm lying on my back, and I'm able to relax my body a lot more. Like, it's able to naturally rest. So tomorrow, I'm gonna go back to, well, today actually, day 13, I'm gonna go back to laying on my back. Yeah, just because I want to have something for this week. But if it changed, like, okay, guys, I think it does have something to do with it. But overall, I have, ever since I kind of, like, made it, like, a thing to, like, do the breathing techniques, not only have I been doing them in my, like, before I go to sleep, I've been trying to do it more often. Like, I go on these walks, and when I'm walking, I'm also trying to do, not breathing techniques, but, like, be aware of my breathing and manually breathe throughout the day. It's becoming more of a habit than, like, just something I do before I go to sleep. And I, like, become aware of it, and actually, like, does help kind of, like get me down to earth. So much so that actually when I do this before I go to sleep, when I really do get concentrated on my back, because I also do this, like, throughout the day, like, not just because I'm gonna go to sleep, but I like to sit on my bed, and sometimes I just like to relax. And I have been able to relax as far as being able to actually see colors when I close my eyes. And it looks like lights, like, circling, like lights pointing from the outside of my eyes. When I turn my lights off in my room, like, it's like pitch black. And this has happened a total of, like, 5 times. I've been able to close my eyes, and not even, like, it doesn't take really long, but I just become aware of my breathing, and I'm able to see 3 different colors, which are blue, green, and yellow. And I'm not able to keep them there for long, but maybe, like, I don't know if you guys have ever been able to do this, but when I do get really relaxed, I am able to, like, kind of, like, whirl myself into sleep. Like, I close my eyes. I'm pretty good at falling asleep fast. I can kind of sleep anywhere. I've fallen asleep standing up against the wall. Like, I'm no stranger to making myself fall asleep, and I never knew that was like, a thing. But it was just, like, kind of like me fully relaxing my body, and it just, like, knocked me out. So I wasn't able. Now that I'm concentrating on it, and, like, I'm able to, like, feel even more relaxed. hopefully I'm able to see more colors and like more for longer periods of time with more relaxation to come. But yeah. So today the goal is to dream about, maybe I can ask, I'm gonna focus on colors, okay? Before I go to sleep, because my goal essentially is like what I focus on while I'm calming down, while I'm relaxing. So I think about like nature, I think about my sisters, I think about like whatever I say the goal is, I think about it as I'm like calming down. So my mind is blank and I'm only thinking of one thing. This time I'm gonna focus on those colors, okay? So I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Okay guys, so I'm gonna go to sleep. This is day 14, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. My goal is to dream about not work. I've been dreaming just about work. So hopefully I can get a relaxing dream today. Guys, I woke up. Oh my god, I need to have a better system because I wake up earlier and, well, I mean, I don't wake up earlier. I need to wake up earlier. Anyways, I'm gonna tell you guys my dream from day 14. So basically, I spawned into the regular world yesterday. Me and my friends, we went bar hopping for a minute. So I was dreaming that we went to the last bar and that they denied us service, which is not like, which it did happen because I still have a vertical ID. But anyways, we were doing that, we got rejected, and then I decided that I was just gonna, that we should just end the night. So we decided to end the night. I had also heard that my parents and my family was in a hospital. So I was like, you know what, I should probably go check on my family as well if they're in a hospital. Like, that's pretty deep. So I say bye to my friends. I start heading out, and then I look up the hospital address. Once I find the address, I head there, and I get to the front desk, and the front desk tells me that, asks me who I am, whatever, and I don't know why I'm like a liar, and I'm like, oh, like, actually, like, I'm in hygiene school, so I'm just here to see my parents, so I check everything out. She pulls out like a needle from underneath oh my god, okay, from underneath her, sorry guys, I cut it off. Anyway, she pulls out this needle from underneath her desk, and then she's like, do you want to give them the anesthetic? And I was like, yeah. And then I was like, I don't know why I'm saying, yeah, I have no idea how to do this. I'm not even in hygiene school. I don't know why I'm like a liar. And then she's like, okay. She almost hands me the needle. And then she asks her friend, like, can she do it? And she's like, well, we need like proof of graduation. And I was like, thank God, because I have no idea how to do it. I tell them, oh yeah, like I said, like, I haven't graduated, I'm still in hygiene school. And they're like, oh man, well, unfortunately. I was like, it's okay, like, you know, it doesn't hurt to ask, right? And then they were like, okay, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I'll just have to give local anesthetic to your parents. So I was like, okay, cool. They sent me to the back. And actually, okay, it's not even a room. It's a room, but it's also literally my house. So I get there and I'm like, hey, mom, dad, like, how are you guys doing? And they're just like, oh, we're fine. We're just redecorating the place. And I'm like, oh, decorating the hospital place is crazy because, well, you're not going to live there for long. And then they're like, yeah, we're going to live there for like a little bit. And I was like, okay, whatever. Like, you want to go ahead and do that? Go ahead and do that. But I just thought it was weird. So they were decorating the. It was an apartment. It was an apartment. And I look out the window and we're at the tippy top of Seattle, guys. So I think I did not have a really calm dream. It was mostly based on what I saw yesterday, which was nice. I've never seen like a more calm Seattle after dark. But yeah, it was pretty calm. It was really nice. And that was my dream. It wasn't honestly super detailed, nothing crazy. So yeah, I'll probably write this down later. And yeah, I'll let you guys know what the dream for the night is. Hey guys, I'm not gonna let this video get longer. I'm not gonna let this get to an hour. It's already day 15, which is 2 weeks. I'm gonna do this last one, and then this is my last one. You guys can see the dents from my glasses. Anyways, before I go to sleep today, first I'm gonna say my goal. My goal is to dream about like calm scenarios. She's like, I wanna like chill in my dream. I've been working for the past, like, I'm not complaining about work, but in my dreams, like, why am I working? Like, I'm off the clock, bro, chill. Anyways, let me go over what I've learned. So initially I thought that this, like, I was gonna have to focus on like my body and my body. Like, I was like looks maxing, kind of thinking about it. But and I was like breathing techniques and everything. But honestly, I think it kind of just comes down to being mindful and present. Like before I go to sleep, I was trying to do these breathing techniques, like breathe in for 4, hold for 7, breathe out for 8. I tried doing that a couple of times, and overall where I've been getting the most calm and the most like out of my experience, like relaxed, is when I'm just focusing on not forcing myself to follow this pattern, but understanding and just listening to my body, and to the point where it feels like I'm manually breathing, but not in a scary way, like in a controlled way. And once I'm comfortable, because honestly, I think at first it can be kind of scary because you're manually breathing, but it's because you're paying so much attention to it, and it can be anxiety inducing. But once you start focusing on the breathing, your heart is still running, like everything is still good. That's when I started to like feel more calm, and I don't think as much. So I'm gonna stop trying to approach this as a project that like I need to study hard, and like honestly, I do think that I on my part do look these things up, but I think it's a lot of things to add on, like reading, working out, like I said, I feel like I'm not unhealthy. I do have some habits. I've been going out. I've been out this week for the Seahawks, but I went to the parade yesterday. But even now, like, just because I've been doing this every night, during the day, I'm not manually breathing, but I am there, I am present, and I was actually I would have never, ever been able to go to an event alone, like, a year ago. But, because I've reached, like, such a calm, like, I've been able to go to places alone, and honestly, I don't find trouble as much as I used to when I was scared, and, like, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, something bad's gonna happen to me, like, just anxious about everything. Being chill. Yeah. And then I also mentioned colors, like, okay, so when I lay down, you know what, I think I'm just gonna end the video today, and then I'll start a new one with the new goal, so you'll see the new goal. But anyways, like when I lay down and I close my eyes and I just relax, like I said, I used to see just like black, just like plain black, but now I'm able to close my eyes, and I told you guys I saw colors, but now I feel like, and honestly, okay, when I close my eyes, I see all the colors like right here, and now I don't really have to do much breathing. Like I really just have to I'm able to like focus on the moment and not think about it. I'm able to blank my mind so easily now. It doesn't take as long. But now I feel like I can see even with my eyes closed. Sometimes it's kind of scary, especially at night if I'm laying down on my bed. It's really dark and I can see through. And I like open my eyes and I do, but then I like the colors kind of fade out and then they go back in. But it all happens like at the center, like right here of my, I see everything right here, which is kind of interesting if you think about how people always talk about the third eye. Now, I feel like there is a connection to it. And because it, like, okay, if anyone tries this at home, I don't know how long it's gonna take, but like after a while you will start to like kind of see right here. And I'm gonna do next week, I'm gonna sleep on my side. Oh, okay, I'm gonna sleep on my back all of next week, and then I'll alternate the next week and sleep on a different, I'll tell you guys. But these levels of relaxation, I've also been able to reach them when I'm not asleep in the shower. I've always had a really good time in the shower. I love the shower. I take a shower every day, and I've always been about routine, which is what I feel like is what is being told to me now, is to kind of calm down, chill out. Like, it doesn't have to be all planned out. I've been having a lot of fun, being relaxed. I don't think I have felt stress, like real stress, in the past week. I don't even think I've been stressed like about these videos. I try to keep track of it, and I'm trying to write them down. But like even yesterday, I think I'm just still getting used to the routine. I think I need to wake up earlier. But if I don't, I think the thing is that because I'm kind of just starting for a while, like I started to see it this way, but now I'm really seeing it this way. And you know, life is just meant to teach you lessons, right? So like you don't have to think about it too hard and overanalyze everything, but you do have to think about every situation, and you have to listen to what people are saying. And honestly, like my dreams, even though they don't make any sense, and I'm like, you know, I keep thinking about the clinic, but I think I keep dreaming about the dentist office, because this job is honestly like I wanted this job for so long. And I realized that anything that I've really plotted on has happened. Like even this house, I was kind of the one that like round everyone up, and I was like, guys, we're moving out from Everett. Like I really want to live in Bothell. And you know, that kind of seemed impossible with what I was making, but we made it. The move happened. And then there's also been situations that I think, but I try not to think too much of it. Obviously, you know, you gotta do this responsibly, but it comes to the point where when you kind of let life teach you its lessons, and you are a good listener and you are a student of life, these issues kind of resolve themselves, or you don't feel as I don't know, I used to feel so bad. Like I would make a mistake and I'd be like, fuck, bro, like, but again, we are in a human vessel, and it's just like, relax, bro. It's really not that deep. Any mistake you've done ever has been done before. You are not the first, and you're definitely not the last. It's gonna experience this. So just try to enjoy it, anything. Even if it seems like the most horrid moment of your life, like, try to enjoy it. try to enjoy, like, I've been enjoying a lot of the little things, a lot of everything, and I've noticed that everything that I kind of have asked for in the past year has come true. When I stopped trying so hard, like, you really don't have to try hard. Like, life is not meant to be hard. It's supposed to be full of lessons. You're supposed to learn, which is honestly what I think people find hard, but I feel like that's beautiful, you know? You're learning. Hopefully you learn so you don't go through it again, because if you don't learn, that's what happens. You don't learn, you don't see the pattern, it happens again. But yeah, I'm gonna start to lean off on some of the expectations I had for myself beginning this, and I'm gonna just try to focus on the actual mindfulness aspect of it only. That's all I'll be reporting. And the dreams, again, I'll just keep track of my dreams. But I will say that I do feel like your lifestyle will naturally shift towards a more like better for you, because you will listen to not only your hearts, but your mind and your body. And once you're kind of aware of your body, you know, I was talking about the shower, actually. I was talking about the fact that in the shower, I've always really liked to shower because I can be really mindful. But also, I always put a speaker in the bathroom and I listen to music when I shower. And that speaker, you know, I love to sing. I may not sing often, but I sing in the shower. Like, that's like my safest place to sing always. But I always noticed that I really, 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 really like, first of all, the warm water. It just kind of helps me feel really relaxed and calm. Cold water too, but that one just makes me feel like clean. But like I said, I have these routines and I live by them, and I just find comfort in the routines. But like that little perfect routine is, you know, maybe it's okay. It never, like, I have the routine, but it never stays put. Like, I wasn't expecting to go out to the little parade, but I went just because I was like, why not? For Valentine's Day, I didn't even know it was Valentine's Day, and I'm already set to go out. And I'd love to go out. I love to meet up with my friends. I love to be with my family. We've been sitting down watching TV as a family, which never happens, guys. It's just been a calm vibe. I think I have been really calm, really relaxed. Bro, I keep trying to talk about the shower. Okay. The shower. When I go in the shower, another thing I really like is the music. I like listening to the music, and you know how you sound really good in the shower when you sing? Yeah, I'm the boss. I'm up there with Mariah Carey when I'm in the shower. And I always found comfort in the way, like, if my speaker was really loud and I was singing, the walls would like return the vibration. And recently, since I have been mindful, I'm able to not only just enjoy my showers, like I've never had a better experience. I would love to shower for the rest of my life, every single day, every night before I go to sleep. Wait for my hair to dry, go to sleep, knock out. But now I've been that reflection of like the audio in the wall. Like, I'm able to see that in like color, which is weird, but it's also not, considering that, like, again, music is so meaningful to us as humans. Like, I was talking about community is important. You yearn for that. Like, if you go, you can actually die of loneliness. I'm pretty sure I've heard that you can die from loneliness. Hugs can help a lot, because like that physical touch, like, it's a human need. Like, you can't argue that. So community is really helpful, and for us to have community, we should be able to express ourselves. And one way that people have expressed themselves for the longest times is through music. Now, the reason why, like, you never forget music, like music tones, and I know this is real. Because I used to play like music, but like even just hearing music live, like they are able to make you feel things. Music is the universal language, as they say. So you know what? Really listen to your music and kind of listen to what you're feeling and why you're feeling that. Like, or maybe you just like there are songs that I have on my playlist, and I recently, because again, I have like a bunch of routines. Like the music that I listen to in the shower is the same 10 songs I listen to. They're all in the same order, and once I get to a certain song, like I do my shower routine to the songs, like, and you know, I love the music and I know all the lyrics and everything, but like once I really just like I was mindful of it and I was listening to the lyrics, like I knew where my connection came from, and I was able to make that connection in my mind. And I feel like once I make those connections in my mind, I no longer listen to that song the same way I used to. Like once I learned my lesson, it's like I listen to it, I like it, but it's not like every single day. So you know, if I do this every single day, what am I trying to tell myself? What is everything that I do telling me about myself, telling me about what's going on? And I really need to think about these dreams, because a lot of the times, even like the whole sometimes it's not the situation itself, it's the dialogue. And in my dream, like we'll have an exchange of dialogue with someone. Sometimes I don't even know who it is. I talk to them and I say an answer and I look at their face and I see their reaction. Next day, 2 days later, I have a friend, same conversation. And now I kind of think about it. I like get like the little deja vu and I say the other answer, and or whatever answer. Even sometimes when I think about it, like I'm like, they're gonna be really upset, really sad. You know, I think it was just honestly a heads up telling me that they were gonna be really upset, really sad. And they were, but you know what? I was prepared for that, and that to me is like an understanding, a different level of understanding on people. So I'm saying a whole bunch of nothing. I don't know, guys. That's what I felt like saying today. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this week too. And we're moving on to week 3, guys. We're moving pretty solid.